Okay, I call this meeting to order. I'd like just to know that this meeting is being live streamed on YouTube. All participants should be made aware for the record. And and for those that are off camera, state your name and position and who you're with before speaking. What can I get your name?
Robert Springer.
Robert Springer from Dixie Londonderry. Okay, I'd like to first make a motion to approve March 17th, 2026 council meeting minutes. Do I have a second?
A second.
All in favor? Aye. We'll start with Big C.
Okay, so my name is, like I said, Robert Springer, the general manager at Big C Lumber. We were recently approached by the owner at 574 North Jefferson Street, the old, I think it was Ed Harper's old mill, about asking if we were interested in buying the property. We are interested. I have a letter here from our president. He couldn't make it today, so thanks for everybody. But what we're looking to do, since the property is split on both sides of the alley, we're looking to see if we possibly could vacate the alley, because that would help us make our decision better to purchase that property. At this time, we don't have any plans with it, but as you know, we continue to grow. We would actually tear down the old structure just because it looks like it's seen better days. But if we could get the alley vacated, it would help our decision. It would go a long way to make our decision. We want to purchase that property for some future developments.
Okay.
So
my first question would be for Jay. If we would assess the alley and decide that it's not something we as the town needs, the process is.
Oh, you don't own the alleys.
No,
you have the right. To use the alley. So if you vacate the property, what happens is then the property automatically becomes the property of those who are on either side of it. For example, if Big C owned it now, own both parcels. Now, if you vacate the alley, well, then Big C owns everything in between.
Yeah.
They don't mind anything. You're just vacating the alley. If it's Big C and Joe Smith, I don't know who the owner is on the other side. If you did it now, then you vacated it, and then it would be Big C owning half, and Joe Smith would own half of it.
Yep.
There is a house.
there is a house there.
Yeah, on the back corner of it.
So they own all of one side, Big C, and then it's feed mill and then a residence.
Mhm.
So they get 25% that residence.
Yes. Well, is it? Let me draw it on here, make sure I'm
I'm just trying
understanding
to
it.
pull it up on.
Is it,
Yeah.
okay, so alley's right there, Big C all on one side, and then it's like,
Yeah,
Two
feed mill
ownerships.
in the front.
Yeah,
and
feed mill,
residence.
and then
yeah, and then this part right here, and I know I'm just drawing it, this part of the alley would be split between this and this.
Mhm.
This part of it would be split between this and other person up there. So you don't have any way to make that whole thing.
Yeah.
Be property of anybody. All you can do is vacate your rights.
So we'd have to see if we have utilities on there. There's several things to consider with this before we would make a commitment.
Yep, yeah, you've got to figure out the utility situation, you've got to figure out your emergency access situation, because you would not want to block anything off that might limit access to that house back there. For example, if there was a fire or some other kind of emergency. I don't know, I mean, I don't know the maps, I don't know if that's back there.
Okay. And then how quickly can you vacate an alley if that's something we deem as doable?
Oh, I think the one we did last year, if we made a choice to vacate the alley, I think that was about a 90-day process, if I recall it.
Okay, so what we'd have to do is we need to assess the alley.
Okay.
We have to assess what runs through there, why, if there's a need for any type of utilities or of personnel that needs to get back there for emergencies. And then we could reassess next month,
Okay.
which would be the third Tuesday of the month.
Second next month. This May
Second
12th.
Tuesday, okay.
And if they're wanting all, if you want to title all that alley and that house back there is still a question, that becomes a question between you and them. Town not gonna negotiate that. That's something you'd have to talk.
So then the half of the back portion would go to,
Right.
Yeah.
that owner, because we just,
If you do vacate that, are you planning on building something across the alley or leaving it as an alley?
We have no plans of right now of like any future plans, but so I couldn't really say either way. I know we want to tear down that mill,
Right,
but at some point we'd probably put some type of infrastructure in for either storage or even at some point, maybe, you know, another building or add on to the building.
that's what I'm thinking, if they go across that alley.
it would be completely blocked
Yeah,
to the back. So that's what,
that's why I'm kind of wondering what their thoughts are as far as the alley there,
Yeah, because
just owning it versus building across it. Or
I mean, obviously it would make most sense that they would be using that all as their property to put
Right.
fencing up around and then
Yeah.
blocking. So then we would have to, what's the best way to figure out if for like first response and stuff for emergencies, if that is needed or not?
Call them up.
Call up the homeowners? Or call
No,
up who?
no, call up your first responder.
Okay.
Or EMS and say, hey, somebody is interested in vacating this alley. Is there a problem if this whole alley got vacated? And frankly, if it's a problem if the whole thing is vacated, it's a problem if part of it's vacated.
Right,
Okay,
Well, because it also, I mean, looking at it, that house has access back here.
yeah, it does. So I don't
And they
miss,
have access
yeah.
there. But we can look at it further.
okay. So I will make sure we look at this
okay,
and assess it, and
Okay.
then I'm not saying we'll have a decision next month, but we might know better what way we're leaning, because I'm gonna have to probably contact the fire department. Mike and I will have to go look at it. So there'll be multiple. I'll need a
the first thing that comes to my mind is that if that alley does have something across it, then you could only come in off of First Street and you have to back into that versus trying to, you know, they could either pull it forward, then you're dead ended, or they'd have to back end.
because I'm thinking they use the alley to get to their driveway.
Yes, they do.
So we might not be able to vacate the whole thing anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah, and if they're using that whole alley, again, it's not really much difference whether you vacate part of it or all of it, because if they're using it, they're using it from this.
Well, they're probably going in through,
Yeah.
my guess is Olive Street back around.
Okay.
I don't necessarily think they're probably going through because it's rough.
well, they do. Well,
Oh, they do.
yeah.
in their driveways side.
Yeah, and you know, separate from, you know, you talk to them, which is separate from that, you know, what is their opinion
Yeah.
about it? Much less, once you get the emergency and the utility questions failed out, well, someone's gonna wanna go talk to them about the town choosing to vacate that alley. And if Big C wants to get ownership of that whole strip, that's again, a conversation between those homeowners and Big C.
And I just see the only problem is that ends back there, and it makes it so if that's blocked, they can't go. Emergency vehicles can only come in one way, and
Have to go out one way.
yeah, that's the only problem I see with that is because it's dead ended to the field or that grassy spot, and that's it.
yeah, because we weren't sure if they use the alley much anyways, but I know that whole scale is kind of right there across there too.
Yeah. They do go back and forth that way. I see them go in and out there.
Because my guess at the end of the day, we probably want to move anything on the back half. Again, because I mean, there's not much in there. We don't be more focused on that front half.
Yeah.
The two properties that I think.
And if the homeowners, that's a question with them, if they just would be okay with using the back half. And as long as personnel can get in and out of there, you know, emergency personnel can get in and out there. So I guess there's a whole lot of moving parts that we'd have to. So I will do my best to start the process of speaking to all the different entities. And then,
And on that paper there, the Bill Wallace is our president CEO. He's got his phone number if you have any questions.
Good.
Or I can give you my number too if you got any questions. So
okay. Thank you. Anything else?
that's all I have.
Okay,
So thank you for your time and considerations.
Yeah. thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Janet Rittenhour, I'm here for the Lions Club. We talked last month about the community center. About the Lions, they are interested in going in there. I think I told you about that. And they want to go in there tomorrow at 9:00. They want to go in there. They are interested in the refrigerator. And I believe that's basically what they want to get. We talked about it last night at our Lions meeting. So that's what I'm telling you.
Yes. Opinions?
I guess I misunderstood the conversation last time because
There
I,
wasn't a
It
conversation.
was. It's just they said they
I thought-
want to know. They donated a fridge to the community center. The community center is not being used. The fridge is just in there.
we
They-
didn't know the condition and the flooding.
But we don't know the condition of the building. But like most likely, it's probably fine. I'm guessing. I really don't know because we haven't been in there in 2 years. But I don't want you guys in there. So, and right now we don't have personnel to go in there. We are in between contract hire and hiring somebody. So we don't have anybody just to go in there and get it. That would not be able to be remedied for another month.
Okay, the thing is that some of the Lions Clubs members have a key.
They do not. The locks have all been changed.
Okay.
The locks were changed right
I didn't know
after.
that.
Yeah.
But like they said, you know, you guys made a comment last month to ask them about
What they wanted.
what they wanted and when.
Yeah, because the conversations between us was, what's this for? You know, it was just a lot of hypothetical. What are you doing with it? What are you doing with it? What are you doing with it? And my last month, I just said, what do you want? If you have an actual proposal, then we can decide as a council. Do you guys care if they have their fridge back?
I have no objection. I just think we need to arrange a different time than just
So-
tomorrow at 9.
Do you have an objection with letting them have the fridge back?
No.
Do you have an objection?
I do not have an objection. I will state that when we first were going to close down, we asked about the fridge and the Lions at that point said, that is your fridge, do with what you want. We have no interest in it.
Okay.
We have nowhere to
I don't
put
know
it.
anything about that.
Yeah.
So
And it still is. Yeah, it's still yours.
Yes, and that's fine. And if they have a place for it now and it's just sitting there, but I don't want them going into that building. Would you agree with that, Mike?
Yeah, because I mean.
We don't know. It's different from having one of us. Like if you and a said person would go there and do it together, I would be okay. Even if you put it on the front. So maybe I can work with new employees coming in and Mike, is that okay?
Yeah.
In the future. So then what I can do is when we have, if you guys are fine with that, letting them have that fridge. But it can't be tomorrow.
Yeah, I just think that, I mean, I think even before they would go in, we should kind of go and make sure that nothing.
It's safe.
we don't
Yeah.
want them to go in.
No.
Like, we've,
So what I would want is if we could get you to commit to helping with one other person to get it out. I would want that to be put it at a set spot and then you guys can pick it up from that spot. So can you give me a month or so? Or until we have personnel that's coming in?
I probably can give you until the first of next month.
Well,
we don't even have.
okay, I can tell you is whenever, who's the president?
Ron something.
Okay, I need their contact information and then I will schedule, what I will do is I will contact him and I will let him know when we can do it because we can't just make up employees when we don't have employees to do it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
I understand.
Because we don't have an employee right now.
Oh, wait, we have one.
Well, I meant like our labor workers. You are a police officer. There's a little bit of difference, but Mike does do a lot of things that he doesn't want to do. So we can.
I mean, whatever the town needs.
The only thing is, okay, they would take the refrigerator out. The only thing what you're saying that you would have to have somebody there, so nothing would happen.
No, somebody from the town is gonna go and get the fridge and bring it out of the building.
We don't want anybody that's not our employee in that building because there is leaks that have not been attended to. There is several, we don't. Does that
You're
make sense?
concerned about safety of the premises. You're not
Yes.
concerned about the reliability of the folks.
No, I'm not worried that you're gonna take something that you're not supposed to. That's not the thing. It's for like safety and insurance purposes.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
At this point, it's basically a condemned building.
Mhm.
So we just can't have anybody that's not personnel of Cromwell in that building.
Mhm.
So we can get that refrigerator out for you and I can schedule a time for them to come pick it up. And they could pick it up from outside the building. Yes. Is that?
I will talk to them.
Well, I need contact information because really I need to talk to the people in charge.
People, and you give me your phone number and they can call you.
Okay.
Tonight.
Well, I probably won't be, I mean, that's fine. They can call me and leave me a voicemail. I just need their contact information.
Uh-huh.
Because unfortunately, you have to work around what we can do.
Yeah,
So,
I can call the two people that are planning on coming to get it. The reason I want the refrigerator is for Stone's trays.
Well, that's in September.
yeah, so we got plenty of time. That's good.
But
Yeah.
they
And
wanna
that's
get
fine.
it,
Yeah.
And we wanna get it cleaned up or whatever, get it ready.
Oh, yeah.
And stuff to take it down there. I know Stone's Trace is not until September, but they just want to get it done so we can get it ready and make sure it works.
Yes. And we can make sure you have it in plenty of time.
Mm-hmm. Right?
But you guys would have to be responsible for making sure it worked.
Yeah, I know.
We're not gonna
Yeah,
do
it
that.
could be an as-is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll work with Mike on getting a
Alright.
resolution.
Yep.
Thank you.
Get a hold of him.
Please don't.
Yeah, you got his number. He'll handle it.
He doesn't like it when I bug him.
Oh, it is what it is.
Okay. Anything else?
No,
Okay, awesome. Thank you. Jay,
I've got nothing for you this evening.
anything for Jay? Okay. So new business. I make a motion to accept the offer letter for Josh Koontz.
Can you read that? That's right.
Oh, yes. Motion to hire Josh Koontz as town superintendent with the start date of May 11th, 2026, pending the results of the background check, and to accept the job offer letter signed by Josh Koontz that outlines compensation, salary, and benefits for the town superintendent position. Okay, so do I have a second?
That's second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay.
Get your names.
Okay, so I move for unanimous consent to consider ordinance number 2026-1 upon the first reading. Ordinance 2026-1 and ordinance to amend 2026 Cromwell salary ordinance adds the town superintendent and street and utility technician positions. Do I have unanimous consent from everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, okay. So if there's no objections, I move to make approval for ordinance number 2026-1. Do I have a second?
I second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, thank you. Old business, VLZ.
Yes. I'm waiting for you with DOZ, and today I have just some updates. We don't have any action items this month. But for the NDOT State Road 5 small structure replacement, the local unofficial town and county deed to approved by NDOT, which the route would be from State Road 5 to West Orange Street to North 1025 West to West 450 North and back to State Road. The new letting day is January 13, 2027, which is being pushed up a little earlier compared to the original day, which is October 14 of 2027. Stage 3 submittal due is May 22nd of 2026, and DOC is already up to date on this item. Final field check tentative schedule is for May 13 at 9:30 a.m. For NDOT ADA project, the update is the construction started in April 17th, signage and construction pending the weather. NDOT 05 road improvement, we are up to date on that project. CTMG project is also current. For the water treatment plant, the contractor will return this week or next week to install the sign as well as doing their last minute cleanup. Electrical contractor is aware about the lights outside the plant that's not
Okay,
working,
yep.
so I'm sure they will fix all that. The water tower, DOZ is coordinating with the contractor and operator to install the product on either May 4th or May 11th. During the construction, the water tower will be down 2 to 4 days to disinfect and everything. But Casey will meet with the operator next week to decide on the date and walk him through the process, everything. When everything is being shut down.
Because we need to let the fire department know when that's down, right?
Yes. Will you guys let the fire department know, or do we let? Yeah.
Yeah, one day is.
Yeah. When it's decided, that's.
Yes, absolutely. And other than that, the rest of the project should be.
So we are almost done. Because I've been told over and over and over and over and over again.
Once these.
So tell Casey he has to push. Like, this has got to be completed because we are getting nasty emails all the time.
Yes.
And then my second thing is I'll show you this picture. This is on, I believe, Orange Street. I think this is where they did the digging for either the water and sewer tap, the line in. So whoever did that work should be responsible for the contractor, not the people paying. Like, the contractor should be responsible for fixing that.
Yes.
So I don't know if I need to send this picture to someone or if you just know where it's at.
If you can send the picture to Dan.
In an email. Okay, so and then I believe we need to know where the shutoff valve was put for that property, for like the curb stop. Because I believe there'd be a curb stop somewhere before their meter in their property. So that is something we would need to know.
Sounds good. Yeah, the contractor, they come back.
So then I need to, I just want to make sure we have exact location because something blows. We can't, we need, whoever is our operators need to know how to get that off. So I need email straight pick to DLZ. Okay, is there anything else? Is there anything else for her, for DLZ, Kayla?
Also, can you just follow up with BC about her brother's like interest billing that they had sent to us?
Yes.
And I had talked to SRF and she had stated that unless we sign something in our agreement that would allow for this, this is not ineligible. But he had said he was checking on a couple of things too, but then I just never heard.
Yeah.
I guess that's pending as well.
Yeah. Thank you. I did talk to Stouter Services and they said there's nothing new to add. They did complete a project on Baker Street for the 241 Baker Street. They put in they did the water. We're trying to get the water turned on. Was the water turned on? Do you know? Do they have water to their property or was it just there? Okay. So they now have water, which is nice. And yes, so we're very thankful. But other than that, there was no other updates. So is there any other like water sewer questions or anything for operations that I can help answer or clarify? For the month? No? Okay. Mike?
Michael Hadfield, Marshall Cromwell. Well, as you can see, we did have one case for the past month. It'll probably just unfortunately remain open, but somebody knocked, semi went through Second Street and over to Park Street. Unfortunately, nobody saw the semi, nobody knew anything other than it was a white truck. It knocked over the sign on Second Street, which I was able to kind of fix, so I
You
think.
said the sign. I remember that now.
Yeah, I seen
And,
the sign in the.
then they put several
Fire.
ruts and just missed the fire hydrant over there on Park Street, but
Okay. Wow.
all I got was it's a white semi. which-
Well, that's not very descriptive.
Yeah, so it's probably gonna. Can
Okay.
and then a couple of traffic stops and stuff like that, and then we did have an Easter egg hunt